Good day, everyone. My name is Steve Rice, Director of Business Development, and today's webinar's host. So glad to have you. Pleased that you could spend some time with us, take some time out of your busy schedules to hear about IP video, its products, and more specifically, what we're doing with Halo. Before we begin, just a couple of logistical items. We will provide an opportunity for you to address your questions with us at the end of the presentation. To do such, please submit your questions via the question box provided as a part of this webinar. Know too that we will provide a copy of this presentation at the conclusion of the webinar. So with that out of the way, I would like to introduce today's presenters. David Antar, President, Jack Plunkett, CTO, and myself, Steve Rice. So glad to have you here again. And now, David, I'll turn it over to you to begin.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. And nice to meet everybody. Love to at some point meet everybody in person, but we'll do a quick webinar to kind of get you up to date on some of the things we're bringing to the table as IP video, and I think it can be very beneficial. I want to especially thank Mike Dunn and Matt Sack for setting this up. We appreciate the opportunity to get some of our technology in front of the team at Prosegur, and we're really excited about the partnership, and we've had a lot of great discussions with Prosegur, and we think it's going to be an excellent partnership going forward, so we're very excited about that. With that, I want to just give you a little background on our company. Our company is actually 30 years old. We have two main divisions. One is a systems integrator called A+ Technology and Security in New York, and we do a lot of school districts, very big into school and education markets as A+, as well as a lot of public sector work that we do. We're one of the largest providers of security into K-12 schools in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. On top of that, IP Video is our development company that's been developing some interesting technology. Most of you are familiar with Access brand cameras. We were actually the first Access partner in the United States in 1996. We have a long-standing relationship with them. And we've been innovating with technology for quite a few years. We've developed some interesting technologies, and three of them we're going to talk to you about right now. First one that we're going to talk about is a product called AV Fusion, which is a lecture capture recording system that we use for police interview or interrogation rooms. We have many police departments, some very large ones across the United States, like San Jose, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Richmond, Virginia, where we use this product for, and it does perfect synchronization of audio and video from multiple cameras, including a desktop computer, and has a lot of applications beyond police interrogation rooms, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Another product that we bring to market is a product called ViewScan. ViewScan is a walk-through metal detector, but it's very different from traditional ones in that it's passive, which means it's safe for somebody who has a pacemaker or somebody who might be pregnant, and it handles a high throughput. And the really exciting product that we want to bring to you is Halo. Halo is probably one of the most awarded products in the entire security industry. To date, we have close to 22 awards for Halo. It's an IoT smart sensor with artificial intelligence. And to tell you a little bit more about what it does, I'm going to switch this over to Jack Plunkett, who is our CTO. So Jack, if you don't mind jumping in and presenting to the group.
Certainly. Thank you so much, David. And thank you. We really appreciate you guys joining us today and taking time out of your day. I'd like to today introduce you to Halo Smart Sensor and some of the new features that we've recently introduced in our version 2 firmware. Before we kick things off, I'd also like to make you aware of some of the industry awards that Halo has received. We have been the recipient of over 20 awards from the security, IoT, and building industries. Halo Smart Sensor has really made its reputation in the industry as a vape and THC detection solution, but it is much more than that. Halo provides air quality and environmental monitoring, chemical detection, and security and privacy areas where cameras cannot be installed. Halo identifies specific threats through the utilization of signatures. As you can see, Halo has multiple layers of these signatures categorized as audio analytics, air quality, chemical, light, and environmental sensors, with a wide array of capabilities such as aggression, gunshot, keyword identification, vape and vape with THC, volatile compounds, hazardous chemicals such as ammonia, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and Halo can even tell the temperature and humidity of the surrounding area where the device is deployed. Halo has an onboard tamper sensor in case somebody tries to maliciously damage the device itself. Halo has 12 unique sensors on board, which equate to 85,000 plus daily data points per sensor. That equates to over 1 million total daily data points per day. 479 million possible signatures can be created through the concatenation of all the different sensors. And beyond 6 billion when adding the 13th data point being time. Halo fits very well into some very key vertical markets, specifically education, hospitality, healthcare, commercial and smart buildings, and manufacturing. How many markets can you reach with a vape detector with built-in THC detection, a security device for privacy areas where cameras cannot be installed, a gunshot detector, an air quality monitor, an environmental monitor, and a chemical detector? So here's a breakdown of how Halo works. At its purest form, Halo is a sensor device. We can define thresholds for each sensor and visualize them in a browser or a video management platform as an indicator of the current threat and status of each individual sensor. The sensors can be scheduled to operate under certain time frames so that perhaps Halo is only identifying vape during certain hours of the day. Halo acts as a visual deterrence. We have found that kids are questioning whether they should vape in bathrooms any longer when they identify that Halo has been installed. Of course, there are multiple notification methods that Halo can leverage when a trigger goes off on the Halo Smart Sensor, whether that be text, email, or again through the utilization of an integrated video management system. Of course, through detailed logging, we can generate reports to be able to show trending of each independent sensor over time. All the intelligence of Halo is built directly inside the device. There is absolutely no reliance on an internet connection or cloud intelligence. The sensing, the compute power, the analytics, and all of the data logging is built directly into Halo Smart Sensor. However, there are 3 external points of connection. First, the API, which allows third-party software to integrate directly with Halo Smart Sensor. Second, SMTP connections via SMS, text, and email. And third, and coming in Q2 of 2020, the Halo Cloud, which is a multi-tenancy portal allowing the monitoring and maintenance of one or more Halo Smart Sensors. At this point in the presentation, we would like to show you a brief 2-minute and 30-second clip to further explain all the features and functions of Halo Smart Sensor.
Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified.
Larry, what are you doing?
Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified.
Welcome back to our presentation. The list of third-party integrations for the Halo Smart Sensor is growing daily. Here's a list of some of the companies that Halo Smart Sensor is integrated into. You'll see some of the top video management platforms such as Milestone, Genetec, Exact, Video Insight, Panasonic, Telco, Cognify, largest names in the business. They're all integrated into Halo. All of these integrations are deeply documented, published on our website, and available for download. But not just VMS. You'll notice that we have LED lighting, we have access control, we have crisis management platforms. Halo can be integrated into a wide array of different technology using a very, very flexible API. At this point in the presentation, I'd like to turn it back over to David Antar, our President and CEO.
Thanks, Jack. And I did hear from Mike that a few people are having problems with audio on it, and some people weren't able to log on to it. So we are going to have this recorded, and we'll send it out for everybody that wasn't able to join from Prosegur, so you'll be able to get a full copy of it. So I apologize. I'm not sure why they weren't able to get on, but we will check into that regardless. With that, I wanted to jump into some of the future roadmap, which is what's very interesting about where we're going with Halo. And our roadmap right now includes some pretty interesting features. One of them is the cloud portal, which Jack alluded to, and that's going to be released in the second quarter. So we're excited about the cloud portal. It's going to enable people to manage large numbers of Halo into very large environments. We have one school as an example right now that's looking at putting in over 10,000 Halos. They're looking at putting in every hallway, stairway, at 12 feet intervals in the hallways, as well as every classroom, in addition to the areas of privacy. So a lot of people are now looking at this as a true environmental sensor and putting it throughout their buildings to manage all kinds of alerts. The other interesting thing, Prosegur has some of the security guarding components to it, and Halo becomes a trigger for an event. And that can actually be a very useful tool for Prosegur in being able to trigger events back to a centralized command center. One of the new features is going to be additional keywords. Right now, in our 2.0 release, we added keyword detection, which means that if there's a spoken word like Halo help, it will trigger an alert. We will have the option to be able to add additional keywords as part of our roadmap. Quite a few additional third-party integrations. We just had a long conference call earlier today about another integration with Telco, as well as with many other providers of technology. in the security industry. We're also working on an updated user interface. The current one is awesome, but we're actually adding some new features and things to the user interface. And air quality index reading, which measures air quality to a standard, and we'll present that to you in a very simplified form so that people know the air quality of their building. And then the big one, as we move into the IoT space in a much bigger way, is the integration into building management systems and being that smart IoT sensor controlling and communicating for building management. And BACnet is the key language for doing that. And we hope to have our BACnet integration completed in the next month or two. And once that's done, now we can talk to all the building management systems that are out there and control HVAC systems. And it's going to become a much more robust platform, because vaping is 5 to 10% of what we do. The environmental sensing is the other 90% and goes into every room of every building in the world. So it kind of gives you the potential scope of it. The other is always enhancing our cybersecurity. We built this from the ground up as a very secure platform, but we're always enhancing that and adding new features to it. Glass break detection is coming very soon as part of our audio analytics side, and we're just working on that right now. And then an enhanced scheduling interface that makes it a little bit easier to schedule on and off times for alarming and sending events. And then the really cool one is the dynamic threshold adjustment. That allows it to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to be able to get smarter over time. And it starts to learn what the norms are and when to alarm on things that are not normal. And that could be on an audio side or on different air quality elements that are there. With that, I wanted to talk about a couple of our other products, and I won't go into too much detail, but we want to just give you a little overview of ViewScan, which is our walk-through metal detector. It is the only passive metal detection system out there, which means that it's safe for somebody who's pregnant or might have a pacemaker. It's also a visual tool, ties into a video system. So as you can see, the person walking through on their right side, there's a yellow dot that's showing where the metallic objects are located on that person as they go through it. So it's a very quick way to be able to view where people have ferrous metal objects on them. And this has also proved to be extremely beneficial for loss prevention into the retail markets. We've put this into some very large distribution facilities, and one of them, Ingram Micro, put this into their distribution facility, and they were able to save $32,000 in 1 month of ViewScan being in there in employee theft from their warehouses. So they used to scan their employees as they come out on lunch breaks or at the end of their shifts, and they're able to reduce theft dramatically, because it will pick up very small ferrous metal objects like an earpod, an iWatch, or very expensive small objects. One of the key features is that it sets up portably in less than 15 minutes. It has the ability to be able to capture items that might be hidden on a person's body as they go through. So the metal will still be picked up. It can't be hidden in something. It will still pick up those metal and trigger an alert. And it's extremely accurate. We've never seen the system not read accurately, which is pretty amazing. So it detects the most minute amount of metal, and will actually show exactly where it is. Super easy to use. Training's 5 to 10 minutes to train somebody on the use of it. And it is got a form factor that allows it to be embedded right into a door frame. It can also be integrated directly to a turnstile, as we have in our own office, that right now, if it detects that there's metal on a person, it will not release the turnstile. So we integrate this into turnstiles. Unlike typical metal detectors that can't be near a turnstile, we can, because we filter out until we're have a motion going through it, and that's when we trigger an alarm. And then the speed, we can do over 1,000 persons per hour through the device. So it's pretty exciting, and again, we can send you more literature, more information on ViewScan. Next product I want to talk about a little bit was AV Fusion, and AV Fusion is really gaining a huge amount of popularity. We're doing a lot of police interrogation or interview rooms across the country with it, but we have a lot of other applications that it works very well for, including for lecture capture recording for schools. And especially now with all the online learning that's taking place, AV Fusion has the ability to be able to record a professor's lecture and be able to pass it out to the students very quickly and bookmark certain more important items on it. So we've used it into courtrooms, into public meeting spaces, board meetings, and different things like that, and obviously for the remote learning. So AV Fusion is another very, very strong product that's really gaining a lot of demand. And the unique thing about it, again, is it can take multiple cameras, IP cameras, be able to synchronize those with the audio along with a desktop computer and be able to do a synchronized playback of either one stream or the multiple streams together is the unique features of it. So with that, we wanted to find out if there's any questions, and we'd like to turn it over to Danielle to, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to turn it back to Steve for a few moments, a couple other things. So Steve, if you don't mind picking up.
Great, David, thank you so much. So as we continue our conversations, one of the things that I would like to call out that goes along with our products is our professional consulting services organization, True Security Design. This organization provides value-added services to our channel that Prosegur could actually resell. And what it's about is enabling a holistic approach to meeting customers' challenges as they implement our products. And through True Security Design, in the area of, like with Halo, we help schools understand the dangers of vaping, how to do proper interviews as you're confronting those that are vaping, and also establishing policy and procedures, because oftentimes the schools ask, so I now have people that are vaping, what do I do next? Around AV Fusion, we have the ability with some of our people to be able to train police officers around proper interrogation or interview techniques. With our AV Fusion, you know, there's often challenges of how best to use the products when it comes to having those discussions with those that may have weapons or have decided to take items out of the building that shouldn't go out of the building. And finally, we do a lot with what's called threat vulnerability risk assessments. And so being on site, helping the schools understand where those risks and vulnerabilities could be is an engagement we can do as well. So those are services to be thinking about as you're looking at IP video along with our products. So moving on to the next area is to understand how we go to market, and that's through the channels and through distribution. And we're quite excited about the fact that in less than a year, we have established a very strong distribution channel for our products and services. The 4 that are listed here are authorized U.S. distribution partners that have been fully trained to help you understand how to procure product from IP video. And also the aspect that all of the products that are provided by IP video are exclusively sold through our distribution partners. So if you need any introductions to expedite onboarding with one of these partners, please let me know. Would be happy to make those introductions for you. Next is the fact that we value very much our partnership with Prosegur. We see it as a very strategic partnership, and we will work with you closely to help you understand your goals and objectives as a reseller partner, and we'll come alongside to really expedite the onboarding process with you. We can provide the necessary sales and technical training to make sure your teams are fully prepared to sell and support the product. We have battle cards and different things like that that help you understand the competitive landscape or the product landscape, as well as making sure you're fully trained on how to implement the products. So we have a full suite of those training materials to help you get on board well. We also exclusively deal with manufacturer reps throughout the US and Canada, and they can assist you in your local sales efforts to make sure that you get the support you need there. And we also have regularly scheduled webinars to assist you with the demand generation as well, and look for those on our website. We'll be doing those through the month of June. So with that, would like to now open it up for questions. And remember to put those in your question box. And Danielle, what do we got?
So right now we are receiving a lot of feedback that says, thank you for taking the time to introduce your team and the vast list of products and services that we offer. We are also receiving a little bit of feedback that GoToWebinar is providing some error messages asking our attendees to contact support. So I have reiterated the fact that we will be recording this webinar and we'll be providing copies to the team, and we'll be personally following up as well. We do have one question from Richard. It says, can you talk about ViewScan more? Do you use it at airports anywhere? So I'll direct that towards David.
Yeah, I'll take that question. Thank you, Danielle. So yes, with ViewScan, pretty unique product. It can be used at airports, but it's not a TSA approved. So it's not going to replace the CHEA units at TSA. However, a lot of the airports are very interested in using it for their employee entrances and other places to the secure side of the airport. So it has a lot of applications into aviation, as well as into a lot of other vertical markets. We currently have 60 of them in Detroit schools. We have this at Camp David. This was used at the Beijing Olympics. It was used at the NFL. So it has a lot of applications into areas. And again, it's very quick setup, which is nice when you need portable for different venues to be able to set this up quickly. So an awful lot of applications for ViewScan. And its price point, MSRP on it's $12,995. MSRP on a Halo unit is $1,295, $1,295. Street price is usually lower on both of those, but those are MSRP prices on those two devices, if that's helpful.
We also have a question from Andy. They are asking, when an alert is triggered by Halo, does it then start to record the audio in that room as a record of events?
No, we purposely don't record audio on Halo because that becomes wiretap. With that said, Halo does have the ability in one of our roadmap items, which isn't listed there, is making Halo a VoIP device, which means that it's an IP two-way communications device. So when an emergency is triggered with a keyword, we will have the ability in the future to actually have two-way audio communications. We purposely do not want to record because that puts us into a category of wiretap. So it will not be recording, but we will have live two-way communications available down the road.
Stephen has asked, how large of a room can a single Halo device cover?
Great question. So Halo, kind of funny, we for vaping had recommended that you use a 12 by 12 area for vape detection because vape dissipates fairly quickly. However, IPVM did a review of us, and usually they tear companies apart. They were very, very positive on the product. They were actually pretty excited. And their research showed that you could do 350 square feet. So they were 2.5 times what we were recommending as far as coverage for Halo for vaping. For all other purposes, audio, gunshot detection, we recommend 1,000 square feet. So a much larger area for environmental sensing and all the typical audio analytics that we can do. But for vaping, it does dissipate fairly quickly. So 350 square feet if you want to go with theirs, or our recommended was 144 square feet.
Thank you for that. I have another question, and it might be directed more at Jack, but I'm going to throw it out there. In regards to the verbal help activation, Halo Help, is there any other way to trigger this in regards to ADA? And that question came from Michael.
Jack, you going to take that? You're okay.
Yeah, sure. Currently, that is the only keyword defined. As David did mention, there are plans in our programmatic roadmap to add additional keywords to our library. But at this current time in release, we are only using a single keyword.
Okay. Nicole also stated that everything she's seen looks compelling, and she looks forward to actually being able to hear the presentation later, but she is excited about what she's been able to see so far. And I believe we have covered most of the questions that have come through.
Great. Well, I want to take a minute and just wish everybody good health with everything that's going on right now. I appreciate you taking the time today So please stay safe and healthy, and you're welcome to direct questions. The last slide that's up there has all of our email addresses. Please direct some additional questions or one-on-one phone calls with us. Please give us a call, and we'd be happy to discuss more of the features and eventually get you some demo units so you can experience Halo. It's an amazing, amazing product that's just getting so much demand is off the charts for it. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and we look forward to speaking to you in the near future.